Hello happy people, my name is Dan and it's that time again. It's time to look at some more GM48 Game Jam games. These are all games made in 2 days around the theme of delivery for the 44th GM48 Game Jam. So let's see what they've delivered. But before that, really quick, I now stream on Twitch, so if you want to watch me make some games and chill and have a good time, follow me at twitch.tv/TidykinGames and I'll see you there. Okay, so up first today, this is the Boys Night Out 2 by Sushi Pop. I haven't played the original, so I'm not sure what I'm missing here, but he's just stolen the little parcel. It's absolutely stunning. What you have to do is traverse the course with this giant parcel that you're carrying and stop these little guys from stealing it, which I didn't do because he just stole it and I couldn't figure out how to get it back. You do get some attack moves, and you also get some different. So if you're holding the parcel, you can't jump as fast, that kind of thing. So there's some different mechanics physically there. It's visually stunning and it's nicely made, but I do think it lacks sound, and it also lacks the. So there's me trying to fight them off. It also lacks a little bit of instruction. It's not always very clear what I'm meant to be doing. So, like I said, it actually looks really nice, and that's really important in a jam game. Because even though you can have a really mechanically sound game, it's nice to have a look at this one. I mean, look at that background, look at the visuals. It really needs some sound, and it really needs to be clearer on what I'm meant to be doing. I'm not sure if this is actually procedurally generated or not. It'd be cool if it was, but again, not clear. But it's very well made. It just needs clearer instructions, maybe a bit more of a sort of gradual introduction as to what's going on, rather than throwing you in at the deep end. And like I said, some sound. But these polishes, once they're all done, I genuinely feel this would make a really good, actually commercially released game. I think this is wonderful foundations for what could be potentially just a really nice small commercial game. So, you know, if that's where they're going with it, then I really encourage that, because it's adorable, and that's what counts in a game. But yeah, good job. I liked it. Okay, so up next we have got Maku Burger by Ryuku and Ryuktori. I think that's the right name. Apologies if I've butchered the pronunciation. But they have always made absolutely fantastic games, and this is no exception. I love the voxel graphics, I love the style of this, and I love the take on the theme. What you have to do is you're in some post-apocalyptic land where there's marauders trying to steal your orders, marauders taking your orders, and you have to deliver them to the compounds using your truck with them tied off the end. But these, basically you've got these little race car marauder tracks that will try and push you off and swerve you out of direction, which is really difficult. The truck itself feels really interesting to drive. It's got such a sort of, it's a very wide curve to it, which is very sort of difficult to get the hang of. And that pincer thing will actually unclip your order as well, so you want to avoid that. You want to make your deliveries before the time is up. I mean, the graphics, the voxel graphics as well, which is basically 3D pixel art, absolutely fantastic in such a short amount of time as well. They have never disappointed in the GM48 jams, and this is certainly absolutely within their sort of style and everything they deliver. So it's really, really nicely done, and it sort of makes you want to keep coming back for more, albeit it's frustratingly difficult. It ramps up. It starts really easy and then it just ramps up fast, but in a very good, very intuitive way. And I was fired because I didn't deliver the orders, but I loved that one. Great job. Okay, so up next today we have Deliver This, Ye Blackguards by Straight Magician. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but it's a tower defense game basically. What you have is you have your set of defenses there, which you buy when you kill more enemies because they drop off some currency for you, and in doing so you can enhance your defenses. It is a little bit restrictive in that once you've filled everything up, I don't think there's a way to actually get rid of what you've built. I would have liked to have upgraded it further, and in all honesty I'm not 100% sure how this ties in with delivery. maybe you're delivering the pain or something. I'm not 100%, but it is a cute little tower defense game, and I think maybe with a little bit of, because it does say you can cancel our tower purchase when you right click, which is fair, but you can't actually, you know, remove what you already have or upgrade it or anything. I think something like that would have made a big difference here. So it is a good premise. I mean, obviously tower defense is kind of giving me that what's it, Plants vs Zombie vibes, but with a bit of a medieval theming. So you see there, look, I cancelled the purchase, but I couldn't actually do anything to get rid of what I already had, and that's the bit that's confusing me. So some work needed, but overall, good job.
Okay, so up next we have got Bart the Bard by Bonte Avond. And what you have to do in this one, you are a bard with a wonderful little apple face, and you have to fetch the sword and deliver it to this guy who's slaying the dragon. So you're like a delivery person, and what you have to do, so he gets his sword flung from him, and you have to go and collect it and help him slay the dragon. In this situation, I didn't manage to get the dragon slayed because, as you can see, I'm having a lot of difficulty moving. It's really visually, it's really nicely presented, and I think it's quite silly and quite cutesy, quite fun. The only issue I'm having is the controls on this are very, very floaty, and I think that is intentional. It's designed to make it quite difficult, but this I really think makes the difficulty a bit too high for a jam game. Especially with a jam game, you want something that people can just pick up and play quite easily. I did manage to get the dragon's health down a bit though, but then at this point you see, look, he flung the sword up there, and there was just absolutely no way I was able to get it, because you effectively, you move faster, and the faster you move the better you are at jumping, but it is very difficult to get a good speed on that. So I did find it so difficult to kind of get a good pace, and as a result, that poor prince, he died. So I nearly got it there, so it's up there, and then I fell down, and at that point I just thought, well, the prince is just going to have to die. He's going to have to. But it's a really nicely animated and visually presented game, so I really enjoyed it. Like I said, I wish it was a little easier to control, but overall it was, yeah, there he is. He has died, but it was a good game. So, yeah, a few hiccups, but good job. Okay, so up next we have got Power of Pizza Genesis by Seltzy. When all is lost, who will deliver? So says the game description page, and you are a pizza delivering a pizza to a blueberry? This is by Seltzy. Always makes quite silly games. This is clearly a bit of a jokey kind of game where it's intentionally this kind of style, and I think it's quite hilarious. It's a very simple platformer, and in a rare, for me at least, rare situation, I will actually show you the whole game because there's only 10 levels. Usually I show a clip of a game, but it's a very short game. There's 10 levels and you deliver pizza, you avoid the obstacles and go to the blueberry. It's very simple, it's very cheesy, I suppose would be a good word to describe it. This level was quite silly because that was really difficult to land, and it took me a little while to realise I could just go left. Why am I doing this to myself when I can just go that way instead? It's silly, it's fun, and that's what the jam's all about, just making something silly, and this is clearly that. So yeah, there's not a lot to say about this one. It's just a very straightforward platformer. But that's it. You win by Seltzy. See you in Power of Pizza 2. I look forward to it. Okay, so up next today we have got Kepi's Delivery Service by Philippe Vega and Carter Williams. And this is really fun. It's very silly. It's 3D as well and play in browser. Very impressive qualities to have, and gamepad controlled, allegedly. Well, I don't know why I say allegedly. I haven't tried it, but there's no reason to doubt them. What you are is a bug on top of a pile of dung, and what you have to do is collect the fertilizer and deliver it to the flowers. The more dung you collect, the bigger you get, which means it is harder to maneuver around the obstacles. So you see there I've hit the cactus and lost my little dung pile, and you have to gather it around. It's quite floaty to control, which I feel is intentional. It's meant to be sort of quite difficult. That just flew off the screen there. And then the idea is just to go around and deliver the leavings, the droppings to the it's hard to describe what to call them, just the sort of fertilizer to the plants. It's very cute and it's very simple, and I think what blew me away more than anything about this one is the 3D aspect of it. It does get very tricky when your pile gets bigger, but you have the flowers to fertilise. I decided I'll do that and then I'll go back and get some more. But yeah, 3D graphics in a jam game like this is incredibly ambitious, and it's pulled off really well. So overall, this is a very, very pleasant entry. Good job. And finally today we have got Go Hare by Hyperfreeze Games. And with Go Hare you are a delivery rabbit, and what you have to do is, it's effectively just a lane swapping kind of game where you have to go up and down, avoid the puzzles, avoid the obstacles, because I can speak, and like the cars and the cones. You can go on the footpath there. You see if you do, the little police badge meter goes up. And I am in hospital, not dead. It's important you know that. There's 9 levels, which is quite well thought out as well. There's a lot of different obstacles, I imagine, as you go along. And what you have to do is, so if you are on the footpath for too long, then you will end up being arrested, and you can't really run people over, because generally speaking that's not a good shout, that's not a good idea. It's a very cute graphics on this game. Oh, and the cars just change lane, which is rude. That is, I mean, I'm learning to drive at the moment, and generally speaking they should check before they just plough straight into my little moped. You know, you see those signs saying think motorbike. These drivers, they do not. They will just mow you down. But thankfully a lot of spare helmets are left dotted around the road, so effectively you have like 2 lives. I don't know why I just went up into the cone there when I could have gone down. Yeah, you basically have 2 chances, and if you get a helmet then you can get another chance. It's a really, so yeah, you see I've got that helmet, so now I can get hit again before I go to the hospital. It's a well thought out game, it's very cute, and it's very, so the sort of design, the development, it's very simple but it's done well, and that's kind of what a jam's all about. No matter how, you know, how it's made, as long as it's done well and is sort of executed nicely, then that's the main thing. So I enjoyed this one as well. And that's going to wrap it up for today. I had a lot of fun checking these out. Success! And I hope you did enjoy too. If you did, be sure to stick around and I'll see you in the next one. Until then though, bye!